today's video, I am going to cover 2 habits that I do every day to save my life. My name is Eddie, and I am a therapist who specializes in trauma, stress, mom stress, and anxiety. And I am sharing with you 2 habits that I do every day. I don't want to say like every day, but I'm pretty out of 365 days, it's probably like 355 that I do these 2 habits. And the 2 are meditation and journaling. So I get it. Before you start clicking off or going down the rabbit hole of yeah. We know meditation and journaling are beneficial, and there's all these studies and all of these things about the benefits of meditation. I wanted to share with you how I actually find it to save my life, and also to allow me to be the best therapist, the best mom, the best wife, the best human I can try to be on the daily, right? So the thing with meditation I find that gets people tripped up is that they think it has to be this, let me have this ritual of kumbaya, and let's light some incense, and let's have a meditation corner, and let's, clear our mind of all of these, all of our thoughts. When in reality, what I describe to my clients and what I do with myself is, it's more like checking in with the tens of thousands of thoughts that are showing up. And I call it the information superhighway, right? Someone who we have, we all know, we've heard the statistics about, we have between 50 and 70,000 thoughts a day. A lot of that is decision making, but then you add into that gigabytes, I've read, of information that we take in between social media and the news and emails from our bosses and memos from the teachers and all that stuff. We're taking in gigabytes of information, and we're not necessarily realizing how that information is impacting us. You then add, the emotional component of life. When you get into the fight with your spouse, or your mom said something to you that was upsetting, or your coworker stabbed you in the back, and the feeling that you have about that. All of that is happening, and I call it the information superhighway. And what happens in meditation, and this is always my intention, is to check in with what's going on the highway. Because a lot of times we only check in when there's a big traffic jam, or we're late, or we're whatever, and then we have a response or a reaction, and then we're why did I do that? I don't know. The thing with meditation is that you're checking in to just say, what's going on with the tens of thousands of thoughts? And your job in meditation is to say what's going on, and just to watch those thoughts. The information superhighway, to see the cars, to see the trucks, to see all of that flying by. And that is your job, is to just be an observer. And in that observation, and let's use the traffic, superhighway as the analogy, it's when you're watching your thoughts that you can then say, I probably need to make this a highway where there are no 18-wheelers. I probably need to put a yellow light here. I probably need to, change the direction of the flow of traffic so that this moves more smoothly, because there's too many traffic jams happening all the time. And that's the thing, we're reacting too often to things and not necessarily asking ourselves where it's coming from, or what's going on, or what the possible solution is. And so I say that meditation is your opportunity to check in with your thoughts, to see, man, that is a lot of thoughts. Man, those thoughts are toxic. Or man, we actually kind of have some positive thoughts. It's just the recognition of what's going on, so then you can possibly decide what you want to do with it. So my intention on the daily is to sit with my thoughts and to just check in what's going on in the superhighway. The beautiful thing about meditation is that it doesn't have to be that every day. So I sit in my chair, I could sit on the floor, I sit sometimes sitting up in my bed, I sit, wherever, I could be in the car, and what it could be that day is I got into a fight with my husband the night before and I'm really angry. I'm really pissed off. And it's about like, what's going on with that? It's like, okay, like why are you not letting go of this? Or why is this getting you so enraged? And it's about like allowing the thoughts to show up. Well, this and that and that and childhood and blah, 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 and your previous boyfriend. And it allows you to have these observations that say, something's going on with me, or this is a result of past triggers that I need to address. The meditation could be about something that happened with a client that is like, that stuck with me, and I need to figure out what I'm going to bring to my consultation group or to my own therapy session, because something that the client said was like just stuck with me. Not necessarily triggering, but it just stuck with me and I can't shake it. And as a therapist, my job in terms of self-care is to be able to hold the container of my client's trauma and not take it on myself. And that is what meditation helped me with, because for a long time, I was bringing my client stuff home. I was like feeling bad. Like there was no barrier, right? And I couldn't separate my client's trauma from like vicarious trauma that I was bringing home. So the meditation helped me create space that I could say, oh no, this is the client stuff, this is not my stuff. Or maybe there's some overlap between their stuff and my stuff, and I need to be able to explore that in my own work. And but meditation has helped me figure that out, right? It's about, again, saying, ooh, maybe I need to put a yellow light here. Maybe I need to like change what types of clients I'm working with, AKA, like not letting 18-wheelers, like get on my super highway, or you need to like pay a premium for this, to get access to my highway, right? Like all of those things, came through meditation. The other thing with meditation that I sit with sometimes is maybe I do a day in the life, or I think about how do I want my day to look like so that it's the most effective? How do I offer my clients how can I be the best therapist for my clients today? And I use the meditation to say like, how do I want to serve, my clients today? That comes up a lot in my meditations. What do I need to give to my clients? Meditation is also often a bit of a form of prayer for me. I'm talking to a higher spirit. Sometimes I'm sitting with like, I really need your help in helping me solve this problem, because I cannot seemingly come up with the answer on my own. And spirit guides or what have you, I need your help in this moment. And I will sit in meditation and I will just ask for guidance or ask for help. I will ask for, not necessarily the answer, but for guidance and direction. And I cannot tell you the amount of times that I have sat in meditation and said, I need guidance in this. And again, whether it's the universe or my brain is now primed to find the answer, and I will find the answer. And sometimes the answer is crazy, but it's sort of like, I think that's what showed up. And a perfect example of this was when I decided to become an out-of-network therapist, and I had to tell my clients that they now had to pay out of pocket. And whatever it was, like their copay, might have been like $10, $15, was now going to be an out-of-pocket fee that they were going to get reimbursed for. And a lot of my clients said, Eddie, I cannot afford you. I cannot afford to continue with you as an out-of-network therapist. And I sat in my meditation and I thought, what am I supposed to do here? Should I not go out of network, or what is the answer here? And for whatever reason, the answer that showed up was start a YouTube channel. Like what? Like that was the answer that showed up. And so when I thought about it and I meditated on it, I think what showed up was this aspect of, well, I can serve people in a free capacity. If they cannot, work with me in a paid capacity, well then how about I offer this information, like for free, basically via YouTube. And so here's my YouTube channel, right? It sounded a little bit crazy and I had to meditate on that. Like really, I'm not a YouTuber, I'm a therapist, but that kept coming up. And that leads me to part 2 of what I do on the daily, and that is my journaling. The journaling helps me get whatever's up here that I didn't even know was going on up there, and I get it on paper. And I had to, before I started this video, I wanted to find, some of my old journals, and like here are like all of the journals. Now these are not all of them, right? But this is a bulk of journals that I have used to help me jot down thoughts, to help me identify things that might be triggering, things that I didn't even realize were going on with me, that allowed me to then do my own work in therapy and my own work in the way that I connect with my friends and my peers, and just, in general, my clients, all of the things that help me recognize what's going on up here. I actually then put it on paper, and when you see it on paper, there's something that is eye-opening about when you either say something out loud or you put it on paper and you look at it. And so the thing with the journaling that is great is also when you look back on where you are in that moment of time, you remember, wow, like I thought that was the end of the world at that time, and it was like a blessing in disguise. Or I realized, like, man, that was so temporary. Like, why did I think that was just like, it was all consuming at that time? And when I have it in the journal, I'm able, and I look back on it, I'm able to say, wow, like, this is where I was, like, this is who I was at the time. Now, this was like my original journal back in, and I looked at it, it was like back in 2013. And, like it had quotes and like little like newspaper clippings and all of the things that I had in there. And it started as a gratitude journal, and that's kind of how I started journaling, was that I started to just document gratitude, because again, I think at the time that I started this, I was having a hard time separating my clients' trauma from like stuff that was coming up for me. And one of the things that I started to do was to sort of identify for me, what am I grateful for? What are the things that I am grateful for in my life? And again, it started with, I think, like with anybody who might start a gratitude practice, it's like, oh, I'm grateful for my health, or I'm grateful for, my family. And it's kind of hard to think, if I said to you, come up with 50 things that you're grateful for, people like immediately are like, what, are you crazy? Are you nuts? And then as you start to do it, you find things to be grateful for in everything. I'm grateful for water. I'm grateful for gas stations. I'm grateful for tires. I'm grateful for my car. I'm even grateful for my bill, because it means that I have money. And if I don't have money, I'm grateful for the feeling, the uncomfortable feeling, because now I can ask the universe or myself, how do I get out of this uncomfortable feeling? How do I find the money to pay these bills? I'm grateful for my husband. I'm grateful for soap. I'm grateful for toilet paper. I'm grateful for toilets. I'm grateful for plumbing. I'm grateful for electricity. I'm grateful for windows. I'm grateful for plants. Like, do you see how when you prime yourself to be grateful, you just are able to be a better human for the world, right? Because you're now not reacting to every little thing, and you're also able to see the blessings in your life, as opposed to kind of just sticking with the how is my life sucking and how is my life not working. And again, I think for me, it has been a game changer. It's been a lifesaver, because having journaling and having meditation together, they go hand in hand for me. I think it has helped me become, again, a better therapist. It has helped me to take risks that I wouldn't normally take risks with. Again, I'm the child of immigrants, and so we're not really conditioned to take risks. But in my meditation or in asking for guidance, like, I'm pushed beyond my comfort zone, and I think it has worked out, right? Like, I think, and somebody could look at my life and be like, you really don't have anything to write home about, or you might look at my life and you have everything. I don't know, but for me, it is like, I am so blessed. I'm so lucky, even with the crap, the day-to-day, even with the struggles, even with the triggers and the trauma and the, and all the stuff and the anger that shows up, whatever, I'm able to maintain a sense of sanity and stability and enjoyment of life, because I have these habits and these routines in my life. So I suggest to you to try to make time for the practice of meditation, and I get it. As a therapist, I also know that sitting with your thoughts, especially if you have had trauma, is really hard. And to sit and to say, like, let me go back and think about, like, whatever's going to show up, and whatever's going to show up is the trauma or the abuse or the neglect or the whatever. Like, I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't. And I recognize that. So I say to you, okay, well then use your meditation practice to think about a day in your life. How do you want your day to go today? What do you want to look for in your day to give you a joyful day or an enjoyable day? What do you need to do, or what do you need to look at and meditate and visualize on it? Who do you want to be a year from now? What do you want to do with that? And use the meditation then to propel yourself into, and I don't want to propel yourself into the future, but to propel yourself, like, what can I make? What are the choices I can make today to propel me to the person that I want to be in the future? And meditate on that. And as you can do that and get comfortable with that, then you have a greater ability to then go back and address the trauma. So that's what I want to share. Again, I also will say to you, you might say, I don't have the time, Eddie. I don't have it. I don't got it. And I will say to you, bull hockey. And again, I can say this because when I talk to my clients, I ask about what their life looks like. And I can say, well, what about all that 20 minutes that you spent arguing with, whatever, your neighbor, or the 20 minutes or the 2 hours that you're watching Netflix? Like, stop it. Give yourself 15 minutes. You can do 15 minutes. That's all I do. If you even have 5, that's all you got. Or you need to, like, again, gratitude, verbalize out loud, grass, plants, water, sunshine, whatever. You can do it verbally, right? So the excuses that you give to yourself are excuses, but you deserve more for yourself. You deserve better. You deserve to have a life that you love. And so that starts with taming the thoughts, taming the reactions, becoming an observer of your thoughts and your beliefs and your attitudes and your behaviors, and that's what's going to propel you forward. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that it was helpful to you. Subscribe, leave comments below. I would love to read about, maybe how meditation has helped you or how it is helping you, and, share with all of us, your journey. I love that. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.